an adventure module that comes with a set of candles to burn at each phase of the adventure? Sounds cool, y'all. Let's break it down. Hi, hello, everybody. My name is Turk. Welcome back to the Grouch Couch. Around here, we all different kinds of weird TTRPG things, but yes, today, my friends, we're taking a look at Battleborn, a triptych from Cantrip Candles. Yeah, this is an adventure module that comes with 3 candles for you to burn at each phase of the adventure. It's very, very cool. Here at the top, I want to give a big shout out to my friends at Cantrip Candles for sending this bad boy over to me for the purposes of making some video content on it. That's right. And we actually have a couple little extra things that we're going to cover in today's video as well from Cantrip Candles, including this nice little set of candles for a different TTRPG. And of course, they're candles that come with dice inside of them. How cool is that? So, big shout out to them, and I want to say to you guys viewing, if you want to get this bad boy for yourself, there will be a link down in the description for your convenience. It's not an affiliate link, just something for there to help you get over to check it out. That's right. And once again, thank you to Cantrip Candles for sending these over to me. I want to remind you that they just sent these to me. In this video, my views will remain my own. That's right, as they always do, because we like to stay authentic as possible here on the Grouch Couch. And that is only possible because of all of you awesome channel members and Ko-Fi supporters. Because of your help, we get to remain authentic and awesome right here on the Grouch Couch. Thank you so much for supporting the show. Now, YouTube jibber jabber, you ready? Clickety-clack on the buttons to also help support the show if you want to. Hit a like if you like this bad boy and you want me to cover some more things, Cantrip Candles. Make sure to leave a like right here. They have this. We're going to talk about this a little bit. We're not going to cover it in the full, but there is a TTRPG called 10 Candles that this set goes with, and I would love to pick it up and play it here on the channel solo. It's meant for a group, but I'm sure I could pull it off. And if you do want to help support the show, you can also clickety-clack on some links in the description, some affiliate links that does help support the show as well. Thank you so much for doing that. Cool, so what are we doing in today's here video, you say there, Turkey? Well, we're actually going to be delving into this. I'm going to open this up, I'm going to show you what the candles have to offer, and we're going to do an overview of the adventure that these candles come with, or the candles that come with the adventure, whichever way you want to look at it, all right? That's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to be showing you the store because they don't only have this one, but they have 2 other versions of these triptychs that you can actually check out. This is like the battle one. It's the red one. It's more about combat, I think. And of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the 10 candles set towards the end and the other candle that they sent me. We're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But first, let's hop over to our split screen so I can show you a little bit about what this has to offer. Yeah, let's do it. So first up, there are 3 of these. There's Pensive, Stealth, and Battleborn. We're actually going to be showing off Battleborn today. So each adventure triptych features a trio of 6-ounce candles with accompanying module. Our adventure triptych each offer a different playstyle, so you can choose the one that's fit for your party. In Battleborn, we must track, outwit, and eventually slay a massive beast that's been plaguing the region. It's a great fit for parties who enjoy combat. So I was right. Heck yeah. The Battleborn Adventure Triptych includes a complete 3-part module inspired by 3 iconic Cantrip candle scents: Blackhound Tavern, Mountaintop, and Brinewater Tides. For the best results, light each one whenever you go to those sections. Heck yeah. Super cool stuff. I don't know why I'm looking at the pictures, because we're going to be able to see all that today, right here on camera. But also quickly, I want to show you 10 Candles is a candlelit role-playing game of tragic horror. The cool thing about this game is that actually you light all the candles, and whenever only 1 candle is left, I think it says, when only 1 candle remains, the game enters its final scene in which all the characters will meet their end. Designed for a one-shot, 0 prep sessions for 1 game master and 2 to 5 players. The softcover book includes a full game rules and 17 quick start session modules. 17? What in heck? Anyways, that goes with this right here, and they have a couple different variations of the 10 candles, and these are tea candles, right? So they're real small little candles, and I would love to light them and play them right here on the channel. We might do that in the future, all right? Let me know in the comments if you want to see that. But moving on, let's look and see what this bad boy has to offer all the way around. Cool. So on the back side, we can see the 3 different kinds of candles that it includes. It's got some dark text on some dark red, which is a little bit hard to read. I would have put this in white for sure, but this is cool. It looks really nice up on a shelf like that. The side of it, you know, it's fantastic. I actually had it up behind me in a couple of videos. Yeah, but I would have put this in white text. Definitely hard to read. This top bit says it's designed to inspire battle map builders and dice rolling daredevils. This unique collection of candles comes with dynamic plot points to help spark an adventure for your tabletop campaign by setting an atmosphere through scent. This adventuring triptych offers a blueprint on which you can build encounters for a unique party. Yeah, very cool stuff. Very cool stuff. That's each side of it. This is a sleeve we're going to pull off. This is a really nice box. I actually like it a lot. It's kind of similar, actually. It looks almost exactly... No, none on the back. But very cool. Purveyors of magical scents for tabletop adventures. CantripCandles.com. And the other cool thing I want to mention is that I think our friends... Cantrip Candles are actually located in LA, I think, which is only a few hours away from me, and they actually have a candle making class that you can go and you can take. And it's one thing that I really want to do here on the channel is I want to be able to experience this hobby outside of in front of this desk. I want to go and vlog and do more stuff. And going to meet them and do their stuff with their candles because they seem like such nice folks. I've been following their Instagram for a little bit, and that's why I wanted to show off the really cool candles. By the way, you guys, this was something I wanted to do because they just seem so nice. I want to go meet them and I want to vlog, and I absolutely want to go make some candles over there. So as the channel grows through your guys' support, hopefully that's something that we can do one day. All right, so appreciate for all your support because I want to be able to experience this hobby and share it with you guys in video format in other ways than just sitting here. All right. Cool, moving on. They really do seem like such nice folks. We're gonna open this up. And actually, this comes with the QR code. The QR code comes on this bad boy, but I'm not gonna show it to you because then you're gonna get the free download. All right, you gotta go get it, all right. Lead the hunt with our Battleborn module, which includes NPCs, maps, encounter charts, and more. Download the PDF through the QR code on the reverse side. Will do. The Battleborn Adventure Triptych is a 3-part module inspired by the content. We already read that. Each chapter is designed to take 2 to 4 hours to complete, though as the GM, you are encouraged to add more and flesh out the world to create a longer campaign or speed things along for a shorter experience. Heck yeah. And then we've got the logo over here on this side, ready to play, scan it, and download, which I've already done. Now let's take a look at these candles. Ooh, very nice. We believe that inspiration is at the heart of any good tabletop adventure. It serves as the spark of creativity that kindles a compelling story. This trio of scents was curated to evoke the key locations in succession without stiffing the game master's vision. Use them as checkpoints to weave a journey for you and your players. So the cool thing about this as well, another reason I really wanted to talk about it on the channel is that I believe that physical things and tactile stuff that you can touch, I talk about it a lot in my solo videos, being able to read through an actual book instead of a PDF, or rolling real dice, or building a journal, or making like a scrapbook of your adventure, doing stuff like that can make this hobby so much more fun. It makes it so much more immersive. So having these extra little things that we can use and smell and have at our adventure tables is just fantastic. And I love the rustic look to this and just the way they've designed this box. Like, it's not just slapped together with like, you know, some little like frilly pieces of cardboard to keep them safe and just like, you know, like they designed this box with a nice little, it's just very cool. We could like set it out on the table and we can open them up just like this one by one and light them as the adventure goes. So the players know how much progress they're making in the adventure. Even still, they're numbered right here. You see that? So fantastic. That's just my thoughts, all right? But let's pull these out. Let's smell them. We don't have smell-o-vision around here. This is the first time I've ever reviewed a smell thing on the channel. Sorry I haven't downloaded the smell-o-vision DLC for YouTube. That's a paywall you got to get past. Anyways, we have Blackhound Tavern is the first one. Whiskey and firewood, 6 ounce, hand-poured soy wax candle. The Blackhound Tavern is a dark and cozy gathering place for weary travelers. The smell of barrel-aged whiskey fills the room, and a warm, crackling fireplace makes for an ideal place to sit and enjoy a stiff brew. Then we have our QR there. There it is. Fantastic. Warning, burn within sight. Burning instructions. Nice. Trim the wick 1/4 inch before lighting. Keep candle free of foreign materials, including matches, wick trimmings, etc. Only burn the candle on a level, fire-resistant surface. Do not burn candle for more than 4 hours at a time. Stop use when only 1/4 inch of wax remains. So we're supposed to trim the wick a little bit. I guess we can do that. But first we smell. Dude. Whoa. Dude. Do you ever get like... let me switch cameras. You ever smell something and it sends you back to something? You know what I mean? You ever get that? Dude, that's crazy. Whiskey and firewood. This literally reminds me of camping at Wasteland Weekend. I know you guys have heard me talk about that event a lot. I used to go to it every year. I did for 10 years. It literally reminds me of that. Yeah, it smells like whiskey and firewood. Yeah, Yeah, it does, but in a good way. You know how like fire can sometimes have that like bad smell, you know what I mean? I know some people are really into it, you know, but like you stand by a campfire too long and then you come home and then like you can still smell it and you're like, ugh. But it kind of smells like that, but like in a good way. It's like sweeter almost. It's like not fire, it's like honey wood. Does that make sense? It's like honey whiskey wood. I don't know if it's hard to describe scents, all right? Especially because I have a really bad smeller, all right? I got a David symptom, and I got a real bad smeller. So it's tough for me, but it's very good. It's very good. All right, let's trim this wick. Of course, I got scissors by me. And what we're gonna do now is I'm actually going to, as we do each candle, I'm gonna light it, all right? I'll trim it a little bit, because that's what it said to do. I'm not a candle master, but Cantrip Candles are. Trim it a little bit. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna light this candle, I'm gonna turn the lights down real low, and then we're gonna check out the first part of the PDF, okay? That's what we're gonna do together. So now that I've trimmed it, let's turn the lights down. Yeah, it's real dark in here now, folks. But I think our PDF is gonna give us a little bit more light, but let's light this bad boy up so we can set some vibes here. It's fantastic, y'all. It's fantastic. Keep her there so we can smell her. Yeah, and we're gonna read through this thing a little bit. Obviously, I have not played this myself, right? So I'm just gonna kind of give my initial thoughts. I think that if I ever can, I want to practice running pre-written things solo a little bit more before I just jump in and try to do it. So we're not gonna be soloing this adventure today, but we're just gonna skim over it, see what it has to offer a little bit while we breathe our candle. We're in a tavern right now, y'all. We're in a tavern. I can smell it. There's a fire going. We got some whiskey. Makes me want to go and get some whiskey, but it's only 3 p.m. right now, so I'm not drinking yet. Okay. Cantrip Candles, Battleborn, written by Philip Schaefer. Hello. Concept development by Christoph and Brianna. Hi guys. Very well done. Scrolling down. Introduction. I can feel the warmth of the candle. It's like hot here where I live. So it's very fun. The smell is what's important though. Introduction. The Battleborn Adventure Triptych is a 3-part module, inspired by 3 iconic scents. Yes, we know this. Each chapter is designed to take 2 to 4 hours to complete, though, as the GM, you are encouraged to add. Yes, we read that. This module is designed for a 4-player party of 8th level adventurers. Okay. 4-player party, 8th level adventurers. If your party is larger than this, or you'd like to run it for higher level characters, feel free to, up the difficulty of each encounter by adding enemies, increasing HP, etc., saving throw DCs, and adding complications. Similarly, if you have fewer players and would like to put the players at lower level, feel free to do the same. Correct. In order to run this adventure in 5e, the GM will need the 5e basic rules, which are available for free online. It's probably also why I think I'm not running this, because I don't play 5e things on the channel at all. Just something I don't really touch. 5e isn't my bag anymore. I want to try new things, right? I played 5e for 10 years. I'm done. You know what I mean? All right. Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide also contain all the relevant information. Descriptions for most spells, monsters, or magic items referenced in this document can be found there. Descriptions for original monsters and magic items will be included in the document as they appear or at the end. And of course, the story concepts and monsters in this document are adapted to your preferred system with a little extra effort for the GM. Right, which is what we would do. Chapter 1. Our candle is lit. We're meeting You meet in a tavern. Do we really? Classic. After an interminable trudge through frozen, war-torn countryside, the city of Hammerstead seems to you a welcome respite, even if the mood is dour and the citizens mistrusting of strangers. You quickly find yourselves directed to the Blackhound Tavern, a dark and cozy public house rich with the scent of barrel-aged whiskey and questions best left unasked. A dim but warming fire crackles in an old stone fireplace behind a rusted gate, casting flickering shadows against the stone, wattle and dub walls. A few small groups hunch over their drinks at the oaken tables. All seem taciturn and worried as they cast suspicious glances at the other groups, and also at your party as you enter the quiet space and make your way to the bar. Make your way? Very good. I like that description a lot. I say make your way because we have a running joke here on the Grouch Couch. Anytime a dungeon master says make your way, you got to drink. And when you do this, you will realize just how much dungeon masters say make your way. You guys make your way. Why is it make your way? Why do people say that? Anyways, so if you ever see anyone say make your way, join the Discord and let us know where, all right? Because it's fun. We have the adventure overview. It is advised that you read each chapter in entirety. Of course, chapter 1, you meet in a tavern. Chapter 2, through the mountains. And chapter 3 is the lair of the Leviathan. So in the tavern, we arrive here. Simmering tensions will boil over into a full-on tavern brawl, at the end of which our heroes will receive an offer to handle the troubling threat that has everyone on edge. And through the mountains, the adventurers will track their prey, having a variety of encounters in unfortunate and unforgiving mountain terrain. Eventually, they'll find themselves face to snarling jaws with the Leviathan for their first combat against the great monstrosity before it flees to its lair. In Chapter 3, The Lair of the Leviathan, our adventurers follow the Leviathan for a final battle on its home turf. After making their way, make your way, through treacherous waters, they'll square off against the legendary monstrosity, hopefully emerging victorious, winning treasure and the thanks of a grateful town. Sounds classic. Sounds like a classic adventure. Around the Blackhound Tavern, looks like we'll meet Jude Barrel Chest, a NG veteran, a middle-aged human with a hearty beard and thick leather apron. Very good. If asked about the war, she'll answer some questions. We know it. We're also going to meet Valara Valaxum, a CN gladiator, an elvish mercenary, still grieving her fellow mercenaries who were slain by the Leviathan. Looks like we do have couple few NPCs for this whole first scene. And it looks like the party's meant to just kind of talk to these guys and kind of learn about what's going on. We've got an assassin. We have Pig Iron Jim, the bandit captain, a human clad in leather armor. Jim will cautiously tell anyone who he thinks might be interested that he's got a magic stone that will kill the Leviathan in one blow if flung from a sling. A check can determine that this is not the case, though his asking price of 100 gold pieces for what looks like a normal stone may also give canny adventurers pause. That's pretty funny. And it looks like the werebear, Dame Lorzen, is a seemingly human woman in ringmail, a self-appointed knight of the wilds. She has a lot to say. Looks like she has the longest section. Looks like then we go into a tavern brawl. This looks kind of fun. Eventually, the mood in the Blackhound Tavern will reach a boiling point, and a rowdy brawl breaks out. The GM should trigger this brawl whenever however they like. We've got some flying chairs. These are triggers for the brawl: insulting someone, pressing Dame on why she doesn't like the Leviathan. If the party talks to this person, he'll decide to show off. If the party accuses Pig Iron Jim of being a liar, you definitely are, my friend. If the party chooses not to talk to anyone, a fight between Valara and Dame Lorzen is available, and it won't be long before Bilgredients attack the party. Very good. Break it up. So we break it up somehow. Flying chairs. On initiative count 0, each round, all creatures in the area must make a dexterity saving throw, lest they be hit by a flying chair, mug, or other impromptu projectile. I love that. That right there is my favorite part of this whole adventure so far. The flying chairs. Although Pig Iron Jim is pretty good too. That's hilarious. Break it up, cool. And then we have an offer, and then we could read this red bit. As you can see, the folks around here are agitated over this Leviathan, and who could blame them? But you lot seem to be able to handle yourselves without losing your heads. Perhaps you'd be interested in venturing up to the mountains and taking care of this beastie. We don't have much to offer in the local coffers, but I could scrape together 200 gold pieces for each of you, provided you bring back the monster's head. And more than this, you'll be welcome to whatever you find in its lair, which I suspect is far more valuable than what we have on hand. Jude Barrel Chest can't offer more gold than this, but if the players seek more reward... What the heck is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. Anyways, he'll be willing to throw in a barrel of ale and some whiskey. Very good. At this point, our heroes have their next mission in the mountains. Cool, Chapter 2! That's right, boys and girls. Let's do our next candle, shall we? Very good. That was delicious. Very delicious. I love it. I'm gonna miss you, because I like that scent a lot. Reminded me of home. Ah, yes. Cool, we got our thing open here again. I think it might be a little dangerous also to light these candles with it open like I mentioned earlier. But it's definitely pretty sturdy in there. Anyways, the next one is Mountaintop. Let's see if we can see anything in the top-down camera with the lights off. Let's see. A little bit. Not much, though. Mountaintop. This is frosted spruce and copal resin and coal. The air is crisp and cold at this altitude. Frozen flakes of snow brush past your cheeks, carried by the howling wind. Plumes of chimney smoke mark the village far below as the storm clouds gather atop the icy summit. Very good. Whoa, dude. That definitely smells like like that pine, like spruce tree. That's crazy. But it's more refreshing than that, you know? It's like, it's not overwhelming like that. Like if you touch a spruce tree and then smell your fingers, like it's too much. But this isn't like that. It's like, I don't know, it's very nice. And I don't know what it is, but the icy coal, like if I think about it and smell it, it's like one of those placebo things, you know what I mean? Where like someone describes something to you, you know, like if someone says this tastes like grape and hands you something that tastes like apple, you might still think about it that way. I don't know if it's that, but it's almost like they've nailed it. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's mental placebo or not, but I feel like they've nailed it here. I mean, they better have. They're professional candle makers. We're gonna snip her off there. Probably could do a little more. A whole 1/4 of an inch is what it said. All right, and this is Mountaintop. Chapter 2, Through the Mountains. When you're ready to begin, read or paraphrase the following text. Even so, the air here is clean and bright. I paraphrased. All right, kidding. The mountains near Hammerstead are no simple... Hey, you calm down there, sir. You're close to my face. Calm down. It was very warm. Are no simple traverse. Steep inclines and sudden sharp drops mean travelers must keep their wits about them at every moment, fighting weariness from the hypnotic crunch after crunch of their boots against the scree and snow. Having been given directions by Jude, you found a route that avoids the war zone, but at the cost of an exhausting climb. And though you spotted a few goat herds at the beginning of your ascent, it's now been hours since you've seen another soul in the cold. Even so, the air here is clean and bright, filling your lungs with the scent of pine trees and torchwood. Yes, indeed. Yet, you gain no comfort in this place. There's a sense of dread in these mountains, a feeling that someone or something is watching your every uncertain step. Then we have cool mountain encounters. It looks like this is, wow, it's a D6 or a D20. So you can just do simple D6 encounters, I think, to make it quick, or you can do the full D20 of encounters. And on a 20, snow intensifies, blocking out the sun. Suddenly you're attacked by a banshee and 2 shadows. Scary! Scary! That's so funny. In order to navigate the mountains, your party will need to succeed on 3 DC 17 Wisdom survival checks. They are level 8, so they're probably going to have a lot of navigating bonuses and stuff anyway, so that's probably fine. GM should also feel free to adjust the number of successes to trigger the Leviathan attack section of this chapter. Whenever a check succeeds, roll a D6 on the mountaintop encounters table. If the check fails, roll a D20 on the same table. Ah, I get it. So if they succeed, they'll only get 1 through 6. So the first 6 are probably good ones, and then the rest of them are probably tough, right? Note the number of failures they get over their travels. This will be important for the Leviathan attacks section of this chapter. So we'll go through all this, and then bang! Leviathan attacks! There's a lot more to this than I thought. My original skimming of it, I was like, wow, this is pretty short. Like, I thought it was only a couple pages, but, you know, the proof's in the pudding, I guess. When the adventurers have made 3 successful checks, they follow the Leviathan's trail, or at GM discretion, they will find themselves at a high outlook under a sharp, craggy peak. The outlook is roughly circular, outcropping of a flat terrain. Got it. From this vantage, adventurers can see down the other side of the mountain to the sea below in the infamous crunch. Sharp towers of rock extending up of the water, most treacherous array. If they had any failures, consult the Leviathan advantages. Ooh, Leviathan advantages 1, 2, and 3. How do they see the Leviathan? Confident Leviathan layers amidst the rocks below. Adventurers will be surprised to discover that the Leviathan is closer than they think. So he bursts up from under the snow and rock on 1 failure. On 2 failures, in addition to the above, the Leviathan gains a 4th legendary resistance. On 3+ failures, in addition to the above, before it attacks, Leviathan causes an avalanche. My goodness. Then we could run the battle here. The Leviathan's approach is to attack an overwhelming force. Gotcha. Overwhelming force to deter these trespassers on its domain. Gotcha. The party may be surprised and frustrated by their quarry's sudden departure, though hopefully they can take some solace in the fact that they forced their gargantuan monster to retreat. I like the use of adjectives there. All right, moving down. Chapter 3! All right, final candle. Thank you, Mountaintop. You did good. I kind of skimmed through that one, but I feel like that's a lot of encounters and roll tables and stuff. And if a player of this potentially is watching, I didn't want to spoil all of the potential D20 encounters, you know? So, although I guess I don't even know what I mean by that because we're spoiling plenty enough, aren't we? Whatever. Last candle. Let's check her out, shall we? My room is going to smell crazy lighting these in quick succession like that. brine water tides. I actually already know what this smells like because I actually have this one right here. This is also brine water tides. So this brine water tides candle, this one specifically, I'm actually burning it throughout my Pirate Borg adventure, my solo actual play that I'm doing right now on the channel, to set the vibe for the whole adventure pretty much. And brine water tides, it's supposed to smell like kelp, ozone, salt water, and cedar wood. And I feel like it does a pretty good job. I love the way that it makes my room smell after I'm done rolling dice and playing. I blow it out and I'm just like, whoa. Because like when you're in it for a little while, I feel like you don't realize it, but you leave. Wow, I can't talk. You leave and you come back and you're like, whoa, it smells crazy in here. So I think that's what's going to happen. But definitely when you light up this candle, it's going to set the vibe. If you're going for a pirate adventure, I feel like it's sick. And the cool thing about this big candle is it actually has a metal D20 on the inside of it. Super sick, dude. So over the course of the adventure on Pirate Borg, once it burns down real low, we're going to be able to see the D20 and we're going to pull it out and use it on the adventure. So fantastic stuff. So if you want to see more of this on that, check it out over there. So I guess that's a full review for this. Kelp, ozone, salt water, and cedar wood. So we're going into the Leviathan's lair. The rhythmic sound of waves against the wooden hull is almost hypnotic. Each salt-soaked breeze fills the battered sails. Above you, an endless cloudy sky. Below you, a deep, dark mystery. Trust your instincts and pray for the weather. Pray for fair weather. Very good. Yeah, and it's exactly the same. It's very good. And I feel like this one, it's supposed to be like ozone and what have you, but I definitely think it has more of like a cleanly, like manly scent to it, if that makes sense. So like, for a dude lighting up some candles, this is a good one to have in your room, I feel like. I don't know. It's, again, really hard for me to explain. This is the first time I've ever tried to explain some scents before, so hopefully I'm doing it some kind of okay justice. But anyway, it is like a salt, it's the cedar wood. I think the cedar wood is what makes it a little bit more of a manly scent, but it's kind of like a salty cedar wood kind of thing. And it's pretty good. I like it. Oh, gotta cut the old wick here. I'm gonna cut it a little bit more than I did the other ones. So I think the reason it was verbally assaulting my face with all the heat is because I didn't cut it down short enough. So we're gonna do that now. Here we go. Ah, that's a familiar scent. I was just burning it all morning because I started my Pirate Borg Session 0 recording today, so heck yeah. All right, the lair of the Leviathan. When you're ready to begin, read or paraphrase the following text. The sea at the bottom of the steep. I have paraphrased. Continue on. I'm just kidding again. The sea at the bottom of the steep mountainside is particularly disturbed. Ripples in the sea fade from where the Leviathan hit the water amidst the crunch. A series of sharp, jagged towers of rock that look like the talons of protein titan grasping spite fully upwards from the depths. There is a briny quality to the air here, even at this height, one that might bring the sting of the salt to your wounds. You long to rest, to recuperate, but you know that at any time you spend now is the time the Leviathan will have to recover from its hard-worn wounds. You've already dealt it. And when next you fight the monster down in those waters below, you'll be in its element. Very good. The pursuit, the players can spend time resting. The Leviathan will do likewise. That's right. So you might want to chase right after it, is all I'm saying. If the party explains they wish to take Barnacle and Quamilla's boat, the Kelp Princess, in an effort to destroy the wounded Leviathan once and for all, Barnacle will express awe, while Quamilla will flatly refuse to consign her boat to the bottom of the sea for all of... What is this? We found another weird word like that. Fulais. For all of a fool's errand. Wild, dude. I don't know why that's like that. If the party presses, Quamilla will offer the loan of her boat, but if the party makes it worth it while, it will to the tune of 500 gold pieces, which the party knows could buy an even nicer and bigger boat than this. Gotcha. So I'm assuming that Koala and the other guy, you're actually going to meet previously? Maybe you met them in the tavern? I don't think so. Does it explain them more? Oh, does it explain them more here? I don't know. Could have been something I missed. The fishers. If the party heads to the pier, they will find a pair of fishers unloading their boat. The first fisher is Barnacle, and the other one's Quamilla. Okay, got it. There it is. Oh, because I went straight down like this, like a dummy, instead of going this page and then over to that page. Wow, okay. Then we have the fishers, right, so we're going to meet them and then have to persuade them to take that boat through the crunch. We have a full description of that, and then the lair, which I'm the most curious about. So, inside the grotto, our adventurers will notice small cracks of light beaming down to the gaps in the fallen rock towers from which the ceiling above. Nice. The Horde of the Leviathan. The Leviathan's horde is in full view of the party during this fight, and unlike a dragon, the Leviathan is not possessive over its belongings. If the party can make it to the decks of the wrecked galleon, they find the following. A few magic items that don't require attunement and can be used in this very fight. A ring of swimming, a wand of depths, the crab mallet. Dude, these sound like awesome. It's one thing about 5e that I miss a little bit is the items. The items were definitely cool. But anyways, waterlogged chest, a statue of a mermaid, etc. Then we have full descriptions of those. The crab mallet. I really just kind of want to read that real quick. The crab mallet. This weapon looks like an oversized mallet of the kind used to break open crab shells. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with this magic weapon. When you hit a creature that has a swimming speed with this weapon, you deal an extra 3d6 damage of the weapon's type. Wow, that's cool, dude. So like a Leviathan. With Leviathan defeated, oh, is there a map? The Blackhound Tavern, there is maps. Sick, sorry. With the Leviathan defeated, it lets loose a blood-curdling scream before falling still. We could return to the Blackhound Tavern. It can be assumed that the party are able to make it back to the tavern without any issues. Then we'll read this here. The aromas of, then we relight the other candle. The aromas of firewood and whiskey are most welcome as we return to the Blackhound Tavern in Hammerstead. Upon seeing Leviathan's severed head, Jude Barrel Chest hustles you into a booth and serves you stiff drinks and hot food, giving you a chance to warm up before asking you about your quest. In the meantime, Jude enlists its regulars to help him mount the Leviathan's head on the wall above the bar. Soon the tavern is crowded with travelers from all across Hammerhead, grateful to you for all that you've done. Though the war still rages, uncomfortably close, the end of the Leviathan is something to celebrate. Very cool, dude. Then we have our maps. The Leviathan's lair. Then we have the Leviathan. Good that we actually have its stats in here. It's good that you've included that. Open game license. Yeah, when was this made? OGL. 2000. What is the coasting? I'm not going to get into that in this episode. We aren't going to talk about that. One of the reasons why I don't play that stuff anymore. All right. The candles from Cantrip Candles, you guys. Let's give us just a little bit more light here. Okay. I think these are very cool. I think that the adventure that they have included is actually kind of neat. I think that it's got a lot of NPCs in there. It's got some magical items. It's got a map. You know what I mean? I think it has everything that you need. It's not like a crazy huge adventure module, but it is pretty neat. I think it's actually kind of a little bit immersive, especially if you're playing like Icewind Dale or something. You could totally sidetrack and go after a Leviathan. Icewind Dale has like the war going on and the snow and the mountains, and you know what I mean? If you're playing 5e anyway, that makes sense. But even another adventure, if you're just in that certain location, or you just want to run a one-shot, you've got some 8th level characters and you just want to run-shot with them, you know, like maybe your 5th player missed that night or something, you could absolutely do this and use the cool candles, and then you could send pictures of the candles of the adventure to your 5th player who missed the episode, like, haha, nerd, you missed cool candles today. Anyways, if I was a game master, you could 1,000,000% pick this up, hold on to it, and have it in your arsenal as a full adventure and cool props to bring to your table for a special night. Maybe one of your adventurers' birthdays, you know what I mean? Something like that. Could be a fun little celebration. I think at its price point, I think that it is worth it. I think that it's a little bit pricey, but I think that it's worth it. Comes with a full adventure. It is walls of text. There really isn't a lot of art in there. Let me go back a little bit. There is like the maps, you know? There's 1, 2, almost 3 pieces of art, which separates it a little bit, but it is kind of just like walls of text of an adventure you could run. 4 pieces of art, which I really didn't even actually look at that much. But this one here for the Lair of the Leviathan is actually pretty sick. They're like leaving to go out to the, what did they call it? Whatever it was, his lair basically. It's kind of sick looking. Anyways, yeah, it's a little pricey, but 3 candles, 3 really nice candles. These aren't like dollar store candles that you're gonna get that are gonna burn away super fast and they're gonna smell like crap, all right? These are like really nice hand-poured wax candles that are gonna last you a little while and they're gonna smell awesome. I have no issues with the scents in these. Even like the weird strong scents that I thought personally that I wasn't gonna like the fire pit one, I actually really liked it a lot. So if that says anything about that, they've done a good job here. And having 3 candles with an adventure is super cool. Even getting these candles, and then you could run the adventure, sure. And then you can keep these 3 candles because there's no way you're gonna burn through all of them, right? You can keep the tavern candle for any time your players go into a tavern. It's kind of like a fun little bundle that you're getting that you can use in other adventures. And I just think that that's fun. Anyways, so that's my review. Gripes, what do I think? Yeah, there's not a lot of art in the little, adventure. I think that a 5e 12-page, 13 with the monster stats. A 5e 13-page adventure definitely shouldn't cost $50, but that's kind of like an extra with the cool candles, right? So there was some weird words in there that I don't understand. Maybe in the conversion from whatever they were typing on to putting it into a PDF, the words just went black. I don't know. I think I pointed them out a couple of times. I don't know what that is. If it was purposeful, neat, but if not, I don't know. I always like, as I read things like this too, I always try to look and see like any signs of maybe AI writing these things, but it really doesn't look like it. There's no signs of that here, which is fantastic as well. So that's a plus. That means this was probably, more than likely, actually written by a human. That's fantastic. And we love that. The quality here is good, guys. I don't really have very many gripes. I'm just thinking about it. I'm like, what would I add? What would I change? I think that if it is what it is, you accept for what it is, it's fantastic. And I think it's cool. And it gets a thumbs up from me. Let me know what you think down in comments below, all right? And make sure to leave a like, because I might come back and do the 10 candles thing. Actually, I have to buy the book. I gotta get my hands on it first. But I really do want to burn these with the 10 candles TTRPG and see if I can play that by myself as well. So let me know what you think about that. And yeah, thank you so much once again for Cantrip Candles for sending this stuff over to me. I really do appreciate you. I hope that I did it some kind of justice, and I hope that you continue making stuff, and I hope to collaborate more in the future, all right? And I want to remind all you guys that these are my opinions. I wanted to make these videos. They didn't reach out to me. I reached out to them because I think it's cool, and I love supporting local folks, and they're from LA, so hell yeah, you know what I mean? So cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you once again to my channel members and Ko-Fi supporters. You guys rock. Thank you so much. And for everyone else, take a seat on the couch by subscribing and roll initiative. At least until you, my friends, find yourselves trying to take down a Leviathan yourselves. Roll on that, weirdos. And I'll see you next time. Toodaloo. Yeah.